What's up, guys? Richie Newrich here. Welcome to the channel where we're focused on increasing our online income. I want to welcome you and thank you for stopping by. In an effort to make more YouTube content, I've decided to create a large series around a singular focus, which is Instagram, what I'm calling the most popular and important platform in 2017. When we talk about platforms, we're talking about areas on the internet where people can interact, engage, do business, communicate. We see a lot of platforms now. I mean, there's Facebook, there's Twitter, there's YouTube, there's lots. But Instagram is really starting to show itself as the premier platform. The reason why it's the most important platform is because it's done well supporting both video, photo, and text-based content. You know, you get a description area where you can write like a full blog post. You can put hashtags to be found, which is an advantage over Snapchat as a platform. Twitter as a platform just doesn't hold a candle to Instagram because of its lack of video, photo, and just sort of overall powerful content. I mean, Twitter was great when it first came out. It really changed the game, and it's become a news source. It's a place where you can get very fast news. But beyond that, people aren't doing a lot of listening there. It's a lot more distribution, broadcasting, and talking. Not a lot of people actually listening. So the platform is losing interest for people. Business isn't happening as much. I mean, certainly there's still a lot of cliques and groups and communities that exist on Twitter. But when we're talking about Instagram, we see a huge advantage. The native use of video across the platform, both in the feed as a singular piece of content, as well as the usage in Instagram stories. It's really awesome. But ultimately, it's the fact that you can do business with so many people so quickly through the direct messaging system on Instagram. We can follow people, we can like their pictures, but we can also contact people and do some business development, partnerships, relationships, sponsorships, just anything to help other people and get help for ourselves. You can communicate with people that are on your level, that are maybe a bit higher than you, maybe even a bit lower than you, depending on what your goals are. So I really like Instagram going forward, and that's why I'm going to be answering about a dozen different questions that I get asked on a regular basis about Instagram. I've been using the platform for about 5-6 years. I didn't take it super seriously the first 4 years. I mean, I loved capturing photos. I definitely put up a lot of high quality images. But as a platform to do business, it only really arose in the last year. So it's been something on my mind to do a lot more with. And I've been exploring the platform. I've been analyzing what people are doing, keeping a close eye on it. So we're going to be answering some of those questions today. First question is Instagram the new blogging platform, and how can I use it as a blogger? Well, yes, because attention is on Instagram. People are on Instagram. People already follow you. Like, a lot of people will be like, hey, should I start a blog? Should I start my own Squarespace website? Should I start a WordPress website blog? And it's like, sure, you can, but how are you going to get traffic there? And it's like, ultimately, the blog is a means of communication. Blogging got popular because the people who put out a lot of content had popular blogs because they were entertaining people. Nowadays, people think they need to have a blog, but they don't even know why they have one. They don't think of it in terms of business goals or what's the purpose of it. They just think they should have one. So if you're not sure why you're blogging, well, maybe you should think twice about that. But if you want to be a blogger in general, you're really saying is, I want to communicate my message to my, audience, my followers. And it's like, well, why wouldn't you just do that in Instagram where they already are? Why are you asking them to go to your website? Is it for the selfish reason that you need traffic to your website? Well, then you're going to have to go above and beyond to make really great content. But if it's like some simpler content or educational content or brief, short content, putting it in an Instagram description box might be a really good idea just to get people more awareness of what you're thinking, what you're doing. I know when I write long form content in Instagram, it certainly performs better. I know people are reading it all the way to the end, even if you use the maximum characters, which I think is like 1,600. So yeah, I think Instagram is the new blogging platform, and I think that you can just put a lot more content in the description than you think, and I think people will read it. I think the platform is evolving. So how do I grow an Instagram account? Now, if you're thinking from starting from scratch, or you've been in the game for a while and you're just hovering in like say 300, 500 followers, that's cool. Like you've done a good job. It's not a big deal. But if you want to think about how to grow an Instagram account, you obviously need people to follow you, right? And there's going to be a doubling effect. It's going to go exponentially. As you get more followers, your photos will get more likes. And as your photos get more likes, they'll be presented in the algorithm more often. Therefore, you'll get more followers and then you'll get more likes. And it goes like that for a long time as you slowly build up, and it goes faster and faster. So getting over the first year or two is always the hardest part. You have to be patient when you grow an account. You can't sort of rush it. I mean, the harder you work, the more contacts you make, you're going to do a better job. I mean, too many people think of followers as like these random people, and it's like a check mark or it's like a score. Like followers are your friends. Followers are the people who really like you. Like don't skip over them. If they are not going to follow you, why are other people going to follow you? Typically, we follow people we kind of know. So you're really going to want to get into networking and connecting with people and giving them value before, you sort of ask much from them. I think too many people expect that if they just post pictures, they're going to get followers and that's enough. Well, for some people that might work, but that's not going to be a consistent method for everyone. The way you grow an Instagram account is by putting high quality content on a consistent basis. I know it's hard. It's hard to produce high quality content on a regular basis, but the more you do, the more results you're going to have. It's just as simple as that. You're going to want to get some shout outs, hopefully, like contact other Instagrammers at your level and say, hey, would you want to give me a shout out? I would love to give you one back or even give you something more just so I can go above and beyond. And then maybe they'll drop the shout out for you. Like you want to be reaching brand new audiences. Whenever you can get a shout out, that's going to be good for social media because that's an instant credibility factor. That's going to be really helpful. You need to play the long game. You need to not use a lot of automation. It's just not going to pan out for you in the long run. You want to build it organically. But I do believe that collaborating, mentioning other people, and sort of being a really positive networker is going to be your advantage. I think too many people expect things to happen without sort of any real value given to others. Like posting photos isn't really value. I mean, that's your brand, that's cool, but where's the value? And that brings in the idea of maybe I should blog a bit more and give a bit more value in the description. How do I use hashtags for Instagram? Well, hashtags are the way we find content through the algorithm and the system. It's a search-based system, right? You don't just look at random pictures all day. You either look at the people you follow in your main feed, or you go into the search area where you start looking for things, and hashtags are the way we differentiate words from regular words in a sentence from a word that's meant to be curated or a word that's meant to be, sort of used on a regular basis to represent a group of photos or a group of content. Hashtags help us define our content, curate our content, share our content. If I take a picture of cherry blossoms in Japan, I certainly want to hashtag Japan, hashtag cherry blossoms, hashtag, anything to do with that event. And that's why you really want to get a variety of content so you can use a variety of hashtags. Too many people use the exact same hashtags on every single photo. You definitely don't increase your maximum reach by doing that. So you really have to mix it up. And then hashtags are also used as an effective way to find people that might like your content or that might support you. So there's definitely communities in the inspirational categories, the motivational categories, travel categories. Make friends. Like people think that social media is still a one-way street. It's not. If you're not having real conversations with real people, how can you call it social media? You're just distributing content. You're not actually being engaging and being social about it. What's the best time to post on Instagram? That question can easily be answered by switching your Instagram account to a business account. You're going to require a Facebook page. You're going to have to go into Instagram settings, click on switch to a business profile. You're going to log into Facebook. You're going to add your Facebook page, and then you'll be able to receive data. Now, the whole point of this is they want you on Facebook so you can use the advertising service, but you don't need to use that. Just by switching to a business account, you're going to get the analytics page on your Instagram account, and you're going to be able to see when your followers are most active. That's going to be the most powerful analytics there. You're also going to get to see your demographics. That's going to give you a good hint as to when to post. But then you got to think about it. Are people really commenting at 6 a.m.? Do they wake up and just want to start commenting? No, I think they might look at photos and they might like, but I really think commenting is going to come in the afternoon, the evening, and even later at night when people just have a bit more time to relax into the application and enjoy it fully. There's no proper time for hashtags. It's going to be based on your audience, your country, the type of content, and the type of engagement you want. How do I get more likes and comments on Instagram? You're asking, how do I get more engagement? Really good question. Obviously, the best thing that you can do is engage with other people. What would you rather have, a random amount of likes from random people who never come back, and let's say you get 1,000 likes on a photo? Or would you rather have 300 people that you know are going to like your content every single time you post it because you made a relationship with them and perhaps you've been liking a lot of their content? So it's got to be a two-way street. I mean, it's great to get a lot of likes, but that's not really that great in the long run because it doesn't translate to immediate revenue or sales. You want people who really follow you. I think people forget what the word follower means. It's not just a digital click. It's also a sign that I really like the content you put out, and therefore I want to subscribe and follow. You really have to make it a two-way street. You just can't expect people to like and comment your stuff without being a bit in your community on your own. You have to kind of be out there. It's just really hard otherwise. Now, let's say you're already doing that. Then what can you do to get more likes and comments? Well, to get more likes, you can simply ask them to like it. Calls to action. In your description, in your photo, say double tap if you like it. Say funny, witty things. Get them double tapping for other reasons than just liking it. Let the like represent an action or a statement. It's like if you love this, don't like if you hate it. You're kind of forcing them to take an action. So that's something you can do. And for comments, it's the same thing. Type yes if you agree. Type no if you want this to stop. Get them doing stuff with actions. And it takes time. You have to train your followers. Maybe you have to incentivize them. Maybe everyone who comments at the end of the week, you pick somebody for a lucky draw. And that can be something so simple. It could be a 15-minute conversation with you. It could be, a $10 iTunes gift card. It could be anything you want. It depends on what your goals are. How do I automate Instagram, and should I automate Instagram? That's a really tricky question. Depends on your goals, but ultimately automation leads to very little value. How can we serve people on an automated basis? You're not just getting fast food, I hope. I hope your service or your product is a lot more complex or provides a lot more value than that. And then an automated feature wouldn't really do. Automation really goes against what's powerful in the modern era, and that's customization, that's unique product services, that's, not bulk mass emails and bulk outreach. That stuff doesn't work. It may have worked early on to get attention, but now it's spammy, and now it doesn't pay off, and it doesn't trick anyone. I would not use automation. Maybe the first thing I would consider doing is liking other people's posts automatically in your niche, and that's it. I would not do the follow and unfollow thing. I would not do auto commenting. I would do that all for real, and I would just put out great content, and I would just be patient. I would not automate it. First of all, you can get banned easily. You could lose your account. And if anyone suspects you doing that, I think there's a lot of respect lost. I know I don't judge it too harshly, but I'm certainly not looking for a partnership with someone who is trying to represent something they're not, or is not being authentic in some way. So really give it some thought as to whether automation is going to work for you. How do I be? Let me have a water here. How do I become an Instagram influencer? That's a great question. Understand what influence is. It means other people make decisions based on what you say. So you're going to need some things: trust, credibility, integrity, and you're going to need a track record, right? People trust you because it's shown in the past. You seem to make good decisions. You seem to know what you're talking about. You seem to understand trends. Influence comes from authority, and authority comes from experience and knowledge and practical and consistent advice from a niche, whether that's fashion, whether that's construction, whether that's tech. Doesn't really matter. If you want to have influence, you need to have authority, and to get authority, you need to put out the most content, or you need to be the most passionate about your content, or you need to be the most diligent researcher who provides just the most answers for people. You have to be the one who's doing the most work and disseminating your results and knowledge and insights to others. And then you'll gain influence over them because they'll keep coming back to you for insights, whether that's fashion advice, whether that's relationship advice, whether it's coding advice, whatever. They're going to keep coming back because you keep putting great advice, and you're going to gain influence because you've gained authority. It's that simple. Now, some people gain influence because they look really great. Some people gain influence because they're funny. Some people gain influence because they're really smart and they give great advice. Like, there's a lot of different ways to become an influencer, and your influence will really be variable based on the quality and consistency that you provide. And that's really why you don't want to buy followers or do anything automatic. That's why you don't want to care about likes as a major metric. It's a vanity metric. You want to care about deep engagement. You want to care about sales. You want to care about long-term partnership and relationship building. That's going to be the key to success over the long run. These platforms, you don't build it overnight or have success overnight. It's just very difficult. How do I build business relationships on Instagram? You just be a great person. Like, you talk about your industry and what you know and what your expertise is, and you keep putting out that vibration of energy, and then the other people who feel that and are aware of you, or maybe they heard you on a shout out, they will connect with you. You can also reach out to them through DM or on comments or on email. You can easily search someone's email now. I'm using an outreach program called Ninja Outreach, by the way, if you want to check that out. Probably put a link in the description because I love that software so much. I use it to make relationships with Instagram every day. Basically, I can just search by city, by keyword, by following size, and I can just find people's contact information so quickly. Then I can either email them or go them in Instagram and direct message them. What are the best photo apps for producing Instagram photos? VSCO, ViscoCam. It's just a great filter-based cam. I'd be using Camera Plus. If I was on iPhone, if I was on Android, I might use FV Camera. I don't use too many apps. I mean, Instagram itself is a great app. You want to be able to learn how to control colors, levels, exposure, and contrast. There's some cool filters out there for sure. You can check out that. Make sure you're just taking really great photos with great lighting and go from there. This isn't the place to find all those tips, but I would just recommend your favorite professional style camera to give a little bit more room to adjust exposure and focus, and then maybe ViscoCam for filters and coloring. Scheduling apps for Instagram, your choices are Hootsuite, Buffer. I prefer Buffer. It's just more straightforward. $10 a month gets you all you need. Hootsuite is a bit more complex and has a lot of features. You could also use Latergram. It might be called Later now, which is also an app that helps you schedule Instagram. None of these apps allow you to pre-schedule an upload. It can only schedule an alert. That's all there is at this time in 2017. That's just the way the API works for Instagram. So all you can do is get a reminder that it's time to post. You'll be able to go into Instagram and press paste on the description. It will automatically upload the photo for you, and you're on your way. It's not a bad workflow. So that was a bunch of questions answered pretty quick on Instagram. I hope you guys feel that that's pretty helpful. If you have another question or you want to get more information from me, just drop a comment. I reply to all comments on my channel. If you want to connect with me, you can follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. I'm at Richie Newrich, just Richie Newrich on Snapchat. And you can check out my blog, richieNewrich.com, and you can always connect with me and also check out my business, virtutees.io, virtutis.io. It's a influencer and Instagram agency where we're doing influencer campaigns for brands, specifically e-commerce mainly, and doing some really cool campaigns with influencers, especially in the fashion niche. So check that out. Appreciate you guys subbing the channel. I think we're almost at 1,000 subs. This was just a casual channel I built a few years ago. It's kind of my side hustle. It's difficult for me to stay on it because it's not my main focus, but I do love making videos and giving you guys some, insights to what I've learned. It's just what I've learned and what's useful for me now. Like if you deny that Instagram is something worthy of talking about, well, you're just going to miss out. And I feel it's important. So I spend the time there. I'm always spending time on the new apps, the new gadgets. Just picked up these spectacles, by the way, for Snapchat. Those are pretty cool. So you just click right here, you get a snap like this. So I'm going to post this snap later. It's pretty fun, pretty awesome. Can hold to stop. Just having a lot of fun in the social media realm, guys. Social media, it's what the internet is these days. It's really exciting because now we can just start our business so much more easy than we used to, and we can outreach and connect to the people that are going to help us build our business, our customers, our partners, whatnot. So hope you guys are getting excited about that. Make sure you leave comments, guys. Like this video as well if you think it's useful, if you want me to make more about social media. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. Richie Newrich signing out. See ya.
Tell you